Alright, simmer down you little hot dogs. We have almost 40 games to go through, all for the Nintendo Switch eShop. This is all the new releases since the last show last week. A lot of them are not good. I'm not getting your hopes up, I'm not sugarcoating it. But enjoy. Kicking things off with a little black blob. Look how cute this thing is. It's like a puzzle game with some platforming mechanics and blobs. So many blobs. Holy shit, is this the third installment to the Chrono Trigger series? No, it's just Chrono Clash, another bland anime-style tactical RPG. But hey, it's got samurais, and I like samurais. Here's Unworthy, a game with enough balls to call us out for what we are. If you think you're worthy enough to play this, by all means, pick it up for all its black and white goodness. They say it's a hardcore platformer, but without jumping. Think they need a lesson on the core mechanic of platforming. Hint, it's jumping. You know, I've given up on labeling a game indie or not. A game's a game's a game, am I right? So here's Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. It's a 3D action-adventure game based in Egypt. What else can I tell you about this? You get to be a mummy and transform into birds and stuff. Here's Paladin. Shoot a ton of shit while bopping your head some funky grooves. What more do you want? Here's a fun looking one where you tinker with magic, make your own spells and zap some baddies with it. Fun fact, the game's soundtrack is performed by the video game orchestra from Boston. Okay, I had to pass an age barrier test to get info on this game, and I'm not sure why. It's called Onigiri, or Onigiri, I don't know how to say it. It's named after the famous Japanese snack. I'm going to assume it's rated M for too much boobage, but that's just a guess. Anyways, it's a Japanese style MMORPG and you can play it online without the Nintendo Switch Online subscription. It's a pretty good deal. Ever wish you could play a shooter without the shooting part? You know, just the weaving and avoiding stuff? Good, because neither have I, but if you meet someone who's into that kind of stuff, get them on Hyper Ride. Oh yeah, another fishing game. At least it's not one of those realistic trying games, but yeah, it's an overpriced fishing game. I mean, don't many big AAA games add these fishing mini games for free in their larger games? Here's Drowning, contender for most depressing game title of the year. It's like a walking simulator where you're meant to appreciate the environment. There's also some backstory about depression or something. It wouldn't be Indie Corner without some zombie games. Here's Zombie Night Terror. In a twist though, you actually control the zombies in this one and work to kill everything. I give it points for originality. Describe a game in 3 words or less. Here we go. WarioWare Clone. Next. Wait, was that 2 words? Anyways, this game is called Toridama Brave Challenge. For all you isometric retro style RPG fans, I got you. Here's Tangle Deep. Not only is it a turn-based RPG, but it's also a dungeon crawler. Enjoy. I watched this trailer 3 times and still couldn't figure out what it is, but let me spare you the pain. This is Stray Cat Doors, and it's an escape game. I have no idea what that is, what that means, or what to compare this to. So make of it what you will. Alright, I'm surprised that in 2019 there are people out there who find enough inspiration to make solitaire games. Doesn't this game still come standard with every copy of Windows? Aren't there 1,000 free versions of this game on the web? I just don't get it. More dungeon crawling goodness arrives with Robothorium, or Robothorium. That sounds better. If that last turn-based RPG dungeon crawler I mentioned didn't tickle you in the right way, well maybe this sci-fi one will. Oh, I think I mentioned waifus too much last week, and they heard me. Here's a game called Planetarian, where you literally just talk with a waifu. How is this even a game? The fun of coloring continues with this puzzle game about colors. This stuff is melting my brain. Alright, move over FIFA because there's a new soccer game in town. For you non-Americans, don't worry, I know it's properly called football. So here's the twist. You also get to play as the manager as well as the team players. I don't recall ever hearing a soccer fan wanting to play as the manager, but here we are, this game's for you. Necrosphere Deluxe looks like my kind of game, minus the ugly 8-bit graphics. It's a platformer, it's hard, it has a naked little man. To spice things up, I'm gonna start naming all these game names in strange voices, starting with Merchants of Caden. It's a trading game, so kind of like Settlers of Catan minus the friends. Halcyon 6 Starbase Commander. Okay, let's get a little serious here because I've actually demoed this game and it's quite solid. Beautiful graphics, deep turn-based combat mechanics, and made in Canada. It's great. No, shut up, I'm not biased. You know what, actually I just realized I demoed their other game, Star Renegades, which had similar vibes to this, so it's your gamble. Now presenting Gabuchi, an action puzzle game where you play a Tamagotchi block and you eat other happy blocks because you're filled with deep sadness and are jealous of the happy blocks. You don't know how to obtain happiness for yourself, so you try to eat other people's smiles only to realize they were just happy to be with you and now you ate them, so you're all alone and no happier than before. I may have made some of that backstory up. Are you freaking kidding me? Another solitaire game? Stop it! Okay. Hyper games, calm the hell down. This is just disgusting. Here we have the platform puker. Is the nastiest shit I've seen this week. It's a platformer, but you puke everywhere. God damn it, this is gross. The makers of Azure Striker Gunvolt are back with two 2D action RPG games called Dragon Marked for Death Frontline Fighters and Dragon Marked for Death Advanced Attackers. Look at you, Inti Create, pulling off that Pokemon strategy. If you enjoy running right and beating shit up, then this is probably a good pickup. Don't give up on me, only 12 more to go. Next up is Downwell. You guessed it, you go down a well. Clever, huh? I swear I saw my boss play this on his phone a few years back. Anyways, it does look pretty fun. Bumfest! It's a party game! Ooh, party. A puzzle game you've probably seen in some form before somewhere. I recall seeing it in a Skylanders game once. Anyways, it's bleep bloop. I think you get the picture. More arcade archives have arrived, this time Moon Cresta. It's your legit classic shoot 'em up. Now here's a pretty game, kind of refreshing on the eyes. It's a plain game where you can fly around, gather supplies, craft new items, and upgrade your ship. Sounds like a good way to spend an afternoon. Ah, my eyes! I think if you squint, you can see your character in the sea of bright pixels. I'm just gonna toss some quotes from the eShop page for this game to explain it. You know, just let it do its own thing. Here we go. I quote, "The newest action game that makes feel nostalgic is born here now. Plants grow in soil. Magma warms the circumference and oil ignites. Break through every nature by making free use of abundant adventurers. I hope you to check it with your own eyes." Oh, I did, Argotha S. I'm going to need some new eyes. Down to the final 6 with Wargroove. Here's a legit looking strategy style game. Has a pretty solid Advance Wars vibe to it too. Fans of the old Heroes of Might and Magic might be interested in Thea, the Awakening, as they seem to have quite a bit of similarities. An overworld to explore and gather stuff, an army to build and grow, everything a fantasy strategist kind of person would want. What in goddamn is this? Here's spoiler alert. And that wasn't like that's the name of the game, spoiler alert. Play as a damn confused red banana and play a whole platforming game in reverse. Why? Points for a clever game name, Shanky the Vegan's Nightmare. It's funny because it's a meat grinder. So this is what happens when a developer expresses their hate for vegans through their craft. Now we know. It's kind of crazy how many farming games are out there. If farming was so fun, why aren't there more people interested in making it their career? Now don't answer that. I don't want the comment section to get too real. Anyways, here's Farm Together, and you probably guessed it, it's a farming simulator. Alas, our final title for today, Ancient Rush 2. It's a block breaker game, but in 3D. You know, not everything is meant to be 3D. Remember how great Sonic was as a 2D game, and then they tried the whole 3D thing for the last 20 years? Yeah, stop doing that. And there you have it, a shit ton of new games for your Nintendo Switch Entertainment System. I wonder why they didn't call it that. Then instead of just saying Switch, we could say the NSCS. I guess it doesn't quite roll off the tongue now, does it? Anyways, today was rough. I'll see you guys next week. Until then, keep it classy.